Hello. Do you have someone in your life that you would do absolutely anything for? Does that same person have annoying habits that make you not want to do anything for them? I'm here today to provide you with some examples of how to talk to your partner about those annoying habits that make you not want to do anything for them. My presentation will include examples and summarizations from different online articles and course concepts that will help you build a line of communication with your partner about these bad habits. The communication problem I chose was the topic of H, which was how to bring up the small stuff in your relationship to your partner without seeming petty, which I comprehended as discussing with your partner the annoying habits of theirs that shouldn't annoy you but do. For example, in a previous relationship, the most common complaint I had with my partner was their tidiness or lack thereof. This eventually led to many discussions, and finally, it led to resentment due to those discussions going nowhere and being unresolved. Uh, I probably went about it the wrong way based on the research I've done for this topic, but that was just one example from my personal life. The first article, or excuse me, sorry, foregoing the difficulty of discussing the small stuff that bothers you in your relationship can have a big impact on it because this relational de-escalation can lead to a lack of engagement, a lack of intimacy, and a lack of reciprocation of liking with your partner. Discussing the small things that irritate your relationship can be hard, but luckily I have a few different online solutions from three different articles that will help you better communicate with your partner. The first article by Martha Beck at Oprah.com, titled Why the Ones We Love Drive Us Crazy, provides us with an example of a real couple, Tom and Jerry, and their interaction at a coffee shop. Jerry had already felt like she wasn't receiving attention from Tom, so when Tom flipped the newspaper to the sports section and asked Jerry if she wanted the remaining articles, Jerry couldn't help but burst out into tears, anticipating being ignored by Tom. Tom's intentions weren't malicious at all. He just wanted to check the baseball scores like him and his father used to do, and his mother would read the remaining articles like Jerry might want to do. Martha Beck's advice to Jerry is to calmly check your perception with your partner's perception, listen to the response, and then suggest an alternative method that might better suit both of your needs. The course concept I can relate to this article's advice would be the attribution is being cognizant of the attribution theory, which is understanding the motives and causes we can attribute to others' behavior. The second article I would like to talk about is How Do I Talk to My Partner About Their Annoying Habit by Laura Davidson on Rumi.org, and it lists 5 tips to communicate with your partner. The first step being doing some self-reflecting or considering your own biases. The second step is to not shame your partner and not to make them feel inadequate. The third is to avoid generalizing so you don't sound accusatory. The fourth is to explain how it affects you personally so that your partner sees their actions as more consequential. The last thing Davidson preaches before you take action is to consider the why, or asking your partner why they are doing the annoying habit. A relevant course concept I would use to tie in with this article's advice is the PIP sandwich method of praise, critique, and praise again. I think that would help communicating with your partner about their habit. The final article I would like to talk about is from Danielle Martin Jensen at yourtango.com, and titled 5 Ways to Talk to Your Partner. 5 ways to talk to your significant other about their bad habits without starting a fight. The author of the article provided 5 pieces of advice to use when opening a dialogue with your partner. The first being to emphasize with your partner and not seem to launch a personal attack. The second is to be clear in communication and not dance around the subject. The third is to own it, own your feelings, and so your partner feels responsible for their feelings as well. The next piece of advice is to actually make a deal with your partner and offer them an incentive to not relapse back into their old bad habit. The final piece of advice is to quit a bad habit of your own so you can hold each other accountable. Uh, the course concept I tied together with this is Celeste Headley's 10 tips for improving listening by being more in the moment and listening to understand. Overall, these 3 articles from 3 different authors tell a simple theme of patience is key when dealing with your partner's habits that annoy you. You don't want to keep your feelings pent up, but instead go about communicating with your partner after you have done perception checking, taking time to consider the why, and finally emphasizing with your partner so they feel like you're more responsible in eradicating that annoying habit of theirs. In conclusion, these articles and different course concepts of interpersonal communication are a valuable resource to use when you're in a bind when talking to your partner about a habit that annoys you. Communication is the most important aspect in a relationship, but sometimes we get distracted by other forces that make us forget that. Thank you. Here are my note cards. Appreciate it.